Geography class. Chapter number 5, Minerals and Energy Resources. In that we are on the topic energy resources. Energy is required for all the activities. It is needed to cook, to provide light and heat. Dear cadet, as you are seeing here, energy can be produced from fuel, minerals like coal, right? Petroleum, natural gas, uranium, and from electricity. So, energy resources can be classified into two, that's a conventional and non conventional. So, as you are observing here, conventional energy resources and non conventional. So, let us see first what are conventional energy resources. They include here, right, firewood, kettle dung, coal, petroleum, natural gas and electricity, both hydel and thermal. Next, moving toward to see the non-conventional energy resources. So, when we are talking about non-conventional, they are including solar, wind, tidal, geothermal, biogas and atomic energy. Next, firewood and kettle dung cake are the most common in the rural India. According to one estimate, more than 20% of the requirement in the rural household is met by these two. So, continuation of these is increasing and become difficult due to the decreasing the forest area. Because the firewood they will collect from the forest is going to have environmental issues. Moreover, by using the dung cake too is being discouraged because it consumes most valuable manure which could be used in the agriculture. So, here the concept is clear related to the energy resources. They are classified into two, that are conventional and non-conventional. First, we are going to see about the non-conventional as well as the conventional energy resources. As I told you to have the presentation on the conventional sources of energy, I distributed the topic, so all of you had explained very well. Now, it's my turn to give the explanation on the topic. So, the conventional sources of energy, first we are taking coal. So, coal in India, coal is the most abundant available fossil fuel. What are fossil fuel? Already I had explained to you in the previous classes. Next, it is used for the power generation to supply energy to the industry as well as for the domestic needs in India. India is highly dependent on the coal for meeting its commercial energy requirements. So, here we are going to see about the 4 types of coal. Before that, we are going to understand that you are already aware about the coal is formed due to the compress, right, of the plant material over the millions of years. Coal therefore is found in the variety of different forms depending on the degree of compression and the depth and the time of burial. Decaying the plant in the swamps most, that is going to be called as produce peat. So, peat, lignitite, bituminous and anthracite are the 4 types of coal. Next, in that the peat is the little bit swamps and produce peat, which is low carbon and high moisture content of coal or low graded coal. Next, bituminous, the coal that has been buried deep and subjected to increased temperature is a bituminous coal. Next, anthracite, that is the highest quality of the hard coal. First we have seen the peat, then lignitite, that's a low graded brown coal, then bituminous and then anthracite. So, we are having the 4 types of coal here. right? And the deposits where they are, it is clear. Now straightway moving to have the map work to understand about the conventional energy resources. So in India we are having the coal field, coal mines, oil fields, major natural gas reserves, and last one is the HVJ natural gas pipeline. So here that's a rectangular box which is having the red color is talking about the oil field. The black triangle is talking about the coal mine. The greyish part is talking about the major natural gas reserve, and the line which is moving from Hazira to Vijaypur up to the Jagdishpur. So HVJ stands for Hazira, Vijaypur and Jagdishpur. Next, the coal field slanting lines are mentioned. They are the coal field or the coal reserve. After that, moving toward to see the next point, that's a petroleum. So petroleum or a mineral is the next major energy resource in India. After the coal, it produces the fuel of heat and lightning, lubricants for machineries and raw minerals for number of the manufacturing industries. Petroleum refineries act as a nodal industries for the synthetic fertilizer and numerous chemical. So have attention to the nodal industry. What are which industries are called as nodal industry? So these petroleum refineries are acting as a nodal one and giving you support to the synthetic textiles, fertilizer and numerous chemical industries. Moreover, when we are talking about the petroleum occurrence in India associated with the fault trap in the rock formation and the tertiary age. In the region we are talking about here in the paragraph, just like the Mumbai High, Gujarat and Assam are the major petroleum production areas in India. From the map, they locate the three major offshore field of Western India. Ankleshwar is an important field in Gujarat. Assam is the oldest oil producing state of India. That's a Digboi, right? And Mumbai High, already I told you. Next, moving further to see about natural gas. So the natural gas is an important clean energy resource found in associate with without petroleum. It is used as a source of energy as well as the industrial raw material in the petrochemical industries. And it is also considered an environmental friendly fuel, right? Because of the low carbon dioxide. Moving further. So the large reserve of natural gases are being discovered in the Krishna Godavari basin along with the west coast reserves of the Mumbai High and LA field are supplemented by the finds of Gulf or Cambay. Andaman Nicobar Islands are also having the important having large reserves of natural gases. So as I stated you, the HVJ, right? That's a 700 kilometer. That means 1700 kilometer. 1700 kilometer. That's a HVJ. Cross the India's gas pipeline linked from Mumbai High and with the fertilizer. Another important point from this paragraph is that CNG. CNG stands for compressed natural gas. It can be asked for 1 marks MCQs in the examination to you. Next, electricity. So electricity has such a wide range of application in today's world. Its per capita consumption is considered as an index of development. Electricity is generated mainly in two ways: running water, which drives the hydro turbines to generate hydroelectricity. other by burning other fuels such as coal and petroleum and natural gas to drive the turbine to produce the thermal power. So we are having the two types of electricity generation, that's a hydroelectricity generation by fast flowing water, which is a renewable resource. India has a number of multi-purpose projects like Bhakra Nagal, Damodar Valley Corporation and all. Thermal electricity is generated by using coal, petroleum and natural gas. The thermal power stations are non-renewable fossil fuels for generating the electricity. Cadets, please have attention to this map is talking about the power plants of our country. So we are having the two power plant as you are seeing here in the book, nuclear and thermal. The red colored triangle are talking about the nuclear power plant, right? The next, the black colored dot is talking about the thermal power station. So as a point of the board examination, they are very important. Just you are observing in Maharashtra, Uran, right? The Trombay, then Tarapur, Nasik, Bhusawal, Parli. These are all the nuclear as well as thermal power plants. All the cadets are requested to see the map. Observe the map very sincerely. By that you can understand about this red color triangle is talking about the nuclear power plant and black color dot is talking about the thermal power plant. Next, this map work is going to be asked in the board examination also for locating and labeling. Moving further to see the upcoming point of this chapter, that's the non-conventional sources of energy. So dear cadet, the growing consumption of the energy has resulted in the country becoming increasingly dependent on fossil fuel such as coal, oil and gases. The rising prices of oil, gases and other potential reduce and make the shortage of these things. So the national economy, how we have to make or to support it. So the nation economy to increasing use of the fuel cause the environmental issues are. So we are going to use the need of use of renewable energy resources, which are solar, tidal, wind, biomass and energy from the waste material. All these are called as non-conventional energy resources. So India is blessed with the abundance of sunlight, water and wind and biomass. It has the largest program for the development of the renewable energy resources. First, nuclear energy, or it is called as the atomic energy, which is generated by the fusion of the uranium or thorium, we can speak. The alteration is made much energy to be received in the form of heat, and this is used to generate electric powers. And the location is also placed here. Next, solar energy. India is in the tropical country. It is having enormous possibilities of tapping solar energy, right? So you can see here the photovoltaic technology converts the sunlight directly into the electricity. Solar energy is the fast becoming popular in the rural and the remote area. Some big solar plants are being established in different parts of country, which will minimize the dependence of rural household for firewood and dung cake. And that is going to be will give a contribute to environmental conservation and adequate supply of manure to the agriculture. Next, you are observing here that the solar operate electronic milk testing equipment. Just like you are knowing about solar cooker also, right? At our home we are having the water heater also, they runs with the help of solar energy. Wind power, as you are observing in the figure number 5.12, windmills, right? So India has a great potential of wind power. The largest wind farm cluster of located in Tamil Nadu and Nagarkol at Madurai. We are seeing the other part also, just like Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Maharashtra, Lakshadweep, right? They are also having the wind farms. Next, biogas. The shrubs, farm waste, animal and human waste are used to produce the biogas for domestic consumption in rural area. Decomposition of organic material yield gas which has high thermal efficiency in comparison to kerosene, dung cake and charcoal. Biogas plants are set up at multi, that means for the multi-purpose through the municipal cooperatives and the individual level. The power which is produced is used in the domestic and the other purpose. The plant using the cattle dung are known as gobar gas plant, right? Please note of it. These provides twin benefits to the farmer to form of energy and improvement of the manure. The biogas is far most efficient use of cattle dungs. It improves the quality of manure and also prevent the loss of tree and manure due to the burning of fuel. Right? You can see the example of biogas plant here. Next, tidal energy. Now, oceanic tides can be used to generate the electricity. Floodgate dams are built across the incline. During the high tides, water flow into the land and gets trapped when the gate is closed. After the tide falls out the floodgate, the water returns and the floodgate gate flows back to the sea and vice versa. Through this, the power generating turbine. In India, Gulf of Kambad and Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat, on the western coast, Gangetic Delta in Sundarban region provides the ideal condition of utilization of tidal energy. Next, geothermal energy. Please read this topic. Whenever their difficult point is there, please let me know that. The geothermal energy refers to the heat and electricity produced by using the heat from the interior of the earth, which you already studied in 8th standard with the help of the diagrams. Next, the last topic is that the conservation of energy resources. In that, already I talked and discussed about the 3 R's, right? The 3 R: reduce, reduce and recycle. First, reduce, reuse and recycle. So for every sectors in our national economic growth, just like the agriculture, industry, transport, commercial and domestic purpose, we require energy, and we are using the energy for the growth and development. So there is a judicial use of these is needed. For that purpose, we require to conserve and preserve the energy resources. Moving further, as we are seeing about that, if we are going to consume it, and so they are going to be exhausted. At the last paragraph, we are talking about the switching of electricity when not in use, using power saving devices and using non-conventional sources of energy. So these 3 points are very important. Switching off electricity when it is not in use, switching to the power saving devices, and last, more use of the non-conventional sources of energy. After all, when we are saving the energy, it is going to be said the energy is produced. So energy saved is energy produced. So dear cadet, here we had completed our chapter number 5, that the minerals and energy resources. These question answers you have to write in the notebook. Multiple choice question you have to do in the textbook only, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Rest from the question number 2nd and 3rd you have to write in your notebook. Okay, question number 2nd, just like the distinguish between the following not more than in 30 words: ferrous, non-ferrous, conventional and non-conventional. What is mineral? How minerals are formed in igneous and metamorphic rocks? Why do we need to conserve? mineral resources, and last, the third point. Please do it in your notebook and prepare well for your examination. Lastly, I want to thank each and everyone for watching this video. Till then, be safe and secure at your home. Jai Hind to one and all.